it's V with 85th and Wade. Thanks for joining me today. Now, today's video is just a little bit different because I am participating in a community tag. So the hashtag 5 Handmade Essentials was actually started by Sara of Naughty Gnome and Naughty Gnome Crafts here on YouTube as well as Instagram. And I will link her channel in the description box below, where she started this community tag and lots of folks have participated. And in those videos, each sewist then will tag someone else. And so I was fortunate enough to be tagged by Legionero, and she reached out to me, see if I wanted to participate. I immediately said yes, and then put on my thinking cap in terms of which handmade essentials I wanted to show you guys. And so one, thank you to Sara. Two, thank you for Lee. Appreciate you reaching out to me. So with I'm gonna do mine just a little bit different because I had been watching other videos and folks have given some phenomenal examples of what their 5 handmade essentials are. It was a bit hard for me to actually decide for each category. There's 5 different categories. And so what I wanted to do was at least share the top nominees. So I'll share the top nominees and then we'll actually get to the winner of each category. So for the first category, it is essential tops. Now, depending on where you are in the world, it could be all short sleeve and tanks. It could be all long sleeves. It could be a combination of them. And so just depending on where you are, it may be a little different. I live in an area where we get pretty much all 4 seasons. And so with it being summer now, obviously t-shirts would have one as essential right now. But in thinking about what I really like, one, to make, and then 2, I actually wear, I narrowed it down to 2. So the first one, and I'll pop each one of them up on the screen, as well as if I can find a picture of me actually in my garment, I'll include that as well. But the first one is Simplicity 9385. So this one I had a lot of fun making. It's a pretty simple make. It is a knit, so it has some stretch to it, a little forgiving in terms of size. It comes in 4 different views or variations. I think I've made at least 2 of them out of this envelope, with plans to make more of those 2 and actually the other 2 as well, so all 4 total. But this one I think is a transitional one because as soon as it starts to get cool in the summer, you know, those evenings, you can start to kind of pull those out, go all the way through fall, pretty much through winter. And depending on the color, if you're into light colors for the spring or dark colors for the fall, depending on the color or colors, you could probably, you know, wear this at least 2.5 seasons each year, again, depending on where you are. So this was the first nominee. The second nominee is the Seamwork Handsy. Now, when this one came out, I remember that, and I want to say it was maybe summer, spring of 2022. I immediately ran and got some fabric and, you know, washed it, dried it, cut out, you know, actually this is a PDF, so printed the pattern, cut it out, taped it together, did all that, and sewed it up all in the same day. Because this was just a really, really good pattern. I like it too because it is short sleeve and it's a little loose. You can actually get away with it, again, depending on the number of the colors that you use. You know, putting maybe a turtleneck or something underneath it, or even a what we used to call a dickie, but it was just, you know, the turtleneck part here at the top, putting something underneath it and being able to stretch it through some more seasons. So with those 2 being the nominees for my essential top, I'm going to have to say that the winner is Simplicity. This is a very easy pattern. I think, you know, most beginners could be able to pick this up, if not as their first, definitely second, third, you know, project that they've ever made. Again, it's pretty versatile and, you know, just a classic, right? You can dress it up or dress it down. So those are that's the essential top. Now, the second category is essential bottoms. And so this could be shorts, pants, skirts, you know, culottes, you know, whatever. And so for this one, I actually have 3. And again, I am biased, so your mileage may vary, but my first one is Simplicity A841 because it is a wide leg pant. and it is capri, culotte, depending on how far you want to cut it up the leg. But again, another easy to sew pattern. It has just some basic pieces, front, back, pocket, and a waistband, I think it was. And again, because it is a wide leg and loose fitting, you know, it's a little forgiving if you don't get the size exactly right. It also has an elastic waistband, so that is, you know, very accommodating. So again, if it's a little too big, you'll just have a bit more bunching, if you will, but you can get the at least the waist to fit. So this was the first nominee. The second nominee, again, another wide leg, but this is McCall's 7786. Now for this one, unlike the first one where it had the patch pockets on the outside, this one actually has side seam pockets, so a little bit different. And then just based on how you make it, you can make it flared and fluffy if you wanted to, or just a straight, you know, wide leg. Again, pretty easy to make, very simple to wear. And then thirdly, I wanted to put in these city shorts by Pearl Soho. Now these get a lot of use. I think another company just came out with one maybe earlier this year or late last year, but this gym short is the bomb. So maybe not everyone's flavor to wear outside, but if you work from home and you are 9 to 5 from the waist up, you can just throw on these city shorts at, you know, waist down, and no one would ever know the difference. So they're pretty comfortable. If you are one that wears shorts outside, you can certainly wear them, you know, as just an everyday short, not necessarily a workout or a track short. And then I've made these twice. Yeah, I made them twice. Actually, I may have made them 3 times, but I know definitely the last pair I made, I actually lengthened them, I think about 2 or 3 inches. So, you know, if you don't want to show as much thigh, thick thighs save lives, remember that. You can lengthen it and then, you know, make it as long as you absolutely need to. So those are the 3 for the essential bottoms. Now, I would say that if I had to choose, I do have to choose. And the winner for this category is going to be 8841. I've actually made these pants, I think twice, and I made them both wide leg. The other thing that I like about this pattern though is that you can make it tapered leg or straight leg if you wanted to. So again, if wide leg isn't your thing, then you can certainly still make it and have it with ease. Again, that waistline, just with it being elasticated, you know, just very forgiving in that way. So essential for bottoms is Simplicity 8841. Now the next category is a one piece, and I figured I'd do dresses here. I don't make a lot of dresses. I don't wear a lot of dresses. This wasn't something that I would just pick up off the rack at a store, but because I'm sewing now and can really, you know, customize it to what I need, I figured I'd make this as the one piece. And so for category number 3, for the one piece, I have 2 different dresses. The first one is Ellie and Max Wrapped in Love dress. I made this, I think, my very first 365 days, so the first full year of sewing, and really enjoyed it. It's a pretty easy one because it is, again, knit. So you have a front, back, sleeve, a belt, and then with the skirt, there's a full back and that you cut on the fold, and then the front you cut twice. You can make it, you know, as sexy or not as you want to, again, depending on comfort level. If you wanted to just close the whole front up, you can do that and maybe make some side slits just so that, you know, you're able to actually walk in them. And then with the sleeves, you can have 3/4 as well as short and long. So a lot of variation in this dress, again, knit, so very forgiving there. The second nominee for the one piece or the dress is McCall's 6788. Now, when I made this dress, I didn't have enough material, so I actually only made it, or I didn't add the sleeves. And it's a drop sleeve, so it kind of gives the effect of a short sleeve. So again, if you wanted to have a short sleeve, just stop there. You can actually add the sleeve if you wanted to go longer. I did like the ruching or the tie in the front there to give it some pizzazz. Of course, this dress is a little short, so it could be a dress. It could also be a tunic. So if you want to throw some, you know, leggings or something like that under it, you can do it that way. Again, because it is a fleece dress, it's pretty warm. It's not tight fitting, although you can make it that if you want to, or couture, but you can make it, you know, loose as well. So I think this one is a really fun one to make, and again, not hard at all. And mine, I think, came out pretty much looking just like this one did, with the exception of not having enough fabric for the sleeve. But so for these two, as in terms of dresses, I'd say that if I had to go with essential, I'd probably choose this McCall ones, only because it is, you know, dress up, dress down. I think with the Ellie and Mac one, you know, that is just a little more sexier. So date nights, you know, maybe church, depending on how high you had a slit or whatever. But with this one, you can wear around the house, or you can go outside and be just as comfortable in really any environment. So this is the winner for that Essential Handmade one piece. Now, category 4 is layering pieces. Now, I don't do, or I haven't, you know, really sewn up a lot of layering pieces, probably 4 or 5 at the most, with 2 and maybe 3 of them being total disasters. So I'm not going to be biased in that part that it didn't work out. It's just I don't really have much to compare. But I do have, in terms of layering, outerwear layering. So I have 3 pieces that I'm actually, that are up for nomination. The first one is New Look 6585. And so for this one, I made the version here that the model is wearing. Pretty easy peasy in terms of putting it together. It does have a hood. It's pretty loose. So, you know, you can, if you're already bundled up for the winter, you can throw it on there. Or if you have on something pretty light, you know, but you just need something over your arms, you could do it that way. It could really be a wearable blanket and fleece. It really, really could. The second one for the category nominee is McCall 7476, and I made version E. Yeah, version E here, I think. And for this one, again, pretty simple. This is a learn to sew for fun, so it is very simple, great directions. But again, it's one of those pieces where you can just throw on if you use like a sweater knit or cardigan, what is that, sweater? Yeah, sweater knit type of fabric. You can probably get away with it in a couple of different seasons. It comes in long sleeve as well as short sleeve, so that's fun if you just want to throw it over a turtleneck and some slacks. If the long one you want to throw over a dress. So pretty versatile in terms of this type of cardigan, I guess you would call it, or duster, depending on how long you make it. And then for number 3 for this category is Butterick 6534. And I made the jacket here, or coat as they call it, but it's pretty much a jacket. I made mine in aqua fabric, so it's very lightweight. So I would not consider that a coat. To me, it really is a jacket. And pretty easy to put together. And again, you can dress it up or dress it down, just depending on the type of fabric that you're using. So for those are the 3 nominees. I would say that choosing a winner from this category, it's really a toss-up between New Look and Butterick. So I am going to go with Butterick. And the reason why I'm going to go with it, again, because it is pretty versatile. This is something that you really could wear every single season, because it's not so bulky in that it could get under a coat or a heavier jacket. But then because it is long sleeve, you can, you know, depending again on where you are in the world and what the temperature range is, you could get away with this being your actual coat or jacket. So Butterick 6534. And then for the final one, the final category, 5, is the wild card. Now, if you have watched any video of mine ever in your lifetime, you know that my wild card is required to be a jumpsuit, a coverall, dungarees, romper, play suit, whatever you want to call it. It has to be. It's a guarantee. It has to be that. So my wild card is that one-piece jumpsuit. And so the nominees for this category, and I actually have 4 for this category. It is going to be, the first one is McCall's 7910. And I really like this one because I made number 3 and 4, and this was for the Sew Rump Jump Play challenge that I had in 2022. And because again, you can mix and match numbers here pretty easy. The directions were pretty clear to go through. And I just really enjoyed it. It is knit, so again, whether you make it a little too tight, it could be couture. If it's just a wee bit too big, that's okay too. Just a bit of a loose look, but it is supposed to be form-fitting for all 3 versions. And I enjoyed when I made it and how it looked on me, so I was okay with that. So that's nominee number 1. Nominee number 2 is actually the carry from Seamwork. And so this is a romper, and it just has some ties at the shoulder, and it kind of, you know, billows out a little bit towards the bottom. So again, very forgiving, very loose fit. I think I actually needed to go down a size when I made mine, but the actual construction of it was great. Instructions were great. It does have pockets, so that's a plus. Very, very easy to wear. Now, number 3 is, I would say it's tied for second with Carrie because it is pretty much the exact same style, but it is the Naomi by Style So Me. Now, unfortunately, Style So Me is no longer in business, so unless you find the paper patterns out there in the marketplace, you won't be able to buy this off of their website. But it has both a dress and you can't see anything on this paper, but it has both a dress and a romper with the ties, just like the Carrie, except these are, you know, this is pants and a skirt as opposed to a romper. However, they're pretty much the same in terms of style, I would say. So that's why I'm kind of tying them at second, as the second nominees, if you will. Because it is, again, just pretty good, pretty versatile. Wear it inside, you know, around the house, or out, up, jazz it up with some heels, you know, dress it down with some sneakers and be good to go. And then number 3 nominee would be the John Paul, what is this called? The Boiler Seat Coverall. So I have made this, I haven't shown it yet. It's kind of behind me. It's in one of those videos that are coming up. But I enjoyed it. I took my time. I'll tell you all about it in the review, but did enjoy putting this together. And this is another one where it's both long sleeve and short sleeve. And even though it's pants here, you could certainly, you know, stop it at your knee or above, make it some shorts, roll it up and, you know, at the bottom. It has buttons there, so if you wanted to wear like a tank and have it open, you can do that. Again, pretty versatile, but one piece, one outfit, put on one thing, you're done, ready to go out the door. So that is why my wild card is a jumpsuit. Now, in choosing which one I would say is the winner for this, I'd have to go with, oh gosh. Dun, 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 dun. You know what? I'm gonna go with the coverall, just because it's a little bit different, right? I don't know that many folks would consider it an essential, but it really, really could be when you think about how versatile this thing can actually be. Again, short sleeve, long sleeve, shorts or pants, and just having some fun, a different look than, you know, what folks are normally out here wearing. And again, if you're not into that style to wear outside, if you're working on a car, if you're in the garden, it's just really cool to put on, especially a coverall, right? You just put it on whatever you're wearing, get done whatever you need to do out there in the world, and then it doesn't soil the garments that you wish to take better care of. So those are my 5 essentials. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if any of these would have made any of your list, or what your list is. I want you to be sure to catch Sarah's playlist. She put together a playlist of everyone who's participated in this community tag. So go over and check out, see what other folks are talking about. Now, as far as my tags, so I have 3 individuals that I'd like to tag. The first one is Alexa from Needle and Fur. So I want you to go over once she makes her video, and I didn't ask any of them, so hopefully they will say yes. We shall see, right, in the future here. But Alexa, hopefully she'll be able to participate and tell us what her 5 essentials are. The second person is Gloria from Laboom Like. She does some great work as well, so I'm always enjoying watching her videos and seeing what her 5 things are. And then it's Chan with Sew with Chan. So check her out. She has some fun videos. She's always giggling, which I'm always giggling. So I get her. I understand her. And so check out Chan as well. So I'll leave those 3 plus Sara's down below in terms of the description box, how to get over to their channels. This has been really fun. It was really hard for me, like I said, to decide which one I wanted to go with. Most of them I kind of just did right here as I was filming this video in terms of a decision, because it was just, they were very close. So again, 5 handmade essentials. What's in your list? What have you made that you always go to, or something that's like, you know, I have to have this in my wardrobe at all times. So those are my essentials. I'm pretty busy, so that's why the coveralls would go great for me. Again, I have a lot of stuff back here that I need to share with you all. I haven't been on YouTube, but Lord knows I have been a sewing sensation. So lots of things to share with you all. Again, thank you so much for walking with me in this sewing journey, and I'll see you next time. Bye.